Good morning, everyone. Today I think I'm going to talk a little bit about just the process I'm using to vlog, because it kind of changes over time, and just kind of want to share some notes on it, because I think I'm probably doing it in a way that not a lot of you are doing, but I think it has some advantages and disadvantages. Also, I kind of want to use this vlog as feedback. Earlier on I did one about setting up a Skype group call, and I'm going to submit that to the Skype team. I have some contacts there on Twitter that are, I think they're product managers, and so what that means is that their job is to listen to the customers and hear the issues that they're having with the software, the things that are inconvenient or they wish were better, and get ideas for improving the product. Now, the way this works internally at a company is that a lot of times they're ideas that people already had, but other times they're things that are new. And so having a product manager is really important, because they're really in tune with the product. They know all of the features inside and out. They often work with the developers to make the product better, and they work with the customers. So I mean, personally, if I would love to, I should look for more jobs as a product manager. We have a product manager at work, and he seems like a decent guy, but a lot of our features are, I think I don't know what our process is like, because I'm not close to the product management team, but I just see things coming through, and they're not, they may be features that are a big deal to our customers, but they don't seem like features always that are a big deal to a broader user base. So they might be a feature that a particular influential customer wants. And so, it's not my job to be the product manager and make those calls, but I personally think that it's wiser for a company to be more broad-based, because that way, see, if you focus on just one customer, then you're going to make you're not advancing. Anytime you're advancing the product with their focus, you're not necessarily advancing it for everyone else. And that's what I think you'd need to keep an ear to, is even if you're working on a project where you just have one customer, then you need to be thinking about how you could market it to a wider audience and give it features that more people would like, and even features that people on your team would like. For example, the product I work on has a installation and support teams and maintenance teams and stuff like that. And a lot of times I'll have an idea for something that could really make it easier to develop the software. Make it easier to test it more often, which testing more often is a good thing. But a lot of times those ideas get shot down in favor of things that would benefit one extremely loud and wealthy client. And so, it's just, that's what managers are paid for, is making those tough decisions. And but it's legitimate for me to have a different opinion and share that with management as well. And the purpose isn't like an I told you so or anything, but and a lot of times an I told you so would even be hard to measure. But anyway, I want to get back onto the video topic, a topic of how I'm doing this vlog, so that we can, I kind of delved into project management philosophy there, for our product management philosophy for a moment. But yeah, so my GoPro's in the shop. It arrived back at GoPro a couple days ago, and I've heard nothing from them, so I will probably reach out and touch base and ask them why I haven't heard anything, because I would at least like a tracking number. If that, like, let's say it was an ideal exchange, the moment my camera hit their dock, they opened up, made sure it wasn't a brick, and which that'd be a really lightweight brick, and drop shipped a new one from me from stock, or a refurb or something like that. Oh, I've got a Stadia off to my left. So yeah, that would be like the perfect interaction, where it was just like 100% trust, and they had no process to go through and all this kind of stuff. Just, it hits their dock, or ideally it gets dropped in the mail at, you know, FedEx or wherever, and immediately gets a replacement shipped out. But so far it's been less than ideal based on those standards, and it looks like I'm going to have to go and touch base with them. And even though I like to do that via chat, which takes less of my, like, a smaller block of time, it's more of a micro task because I can do it in the background with something else. It's also something I have to do on top of all the other stuff I have to do, so it's an inconvenience to have to reach out to them. It'd be nice if I got like a tracking number and like an email like, oh, we got your shipment, yeah, we agree it's broken, here's your tracking number on the replacement. That's all I ask. So in the meantime, I'm recording on the dash cam, and the dash cam is kind of nice because you guys have, I mean, I really haven't heard a lot of feedback on the driving experience and stuff like that. Probably makes it feel just a little bit more like you're a passenger in my vehicle, but which I don't know if you think is a good thing or not. But yesterday's vlog, I didn't see it happen, but I included footage of a car accident that I crashed, and also you could see where I was slipping around on the ice a little bit, and I think I got some footage in there of a guy in a truck behind me he came to a complete stop, and then you just see his truck just slide over to the side. So a little early for ice dancing. The Olympics don't start till Thursday, I think. So yeah, anyway, I think it has its advantages, but one of the disadvantages for me, I get the dash cam breaks up the videos in 1 minute clips, which is nice if you want to just, if you don't have any video editing software and you want to grab a manageably sized file, showing an incident happening, which that's what the dash cam is for. It's not a blogging camera, or vlogging camera. But it's kind of tedious because you gotta stitch all the videos together, and so and then also I've got front and back, so every time I add a video to the video, I have to make sure that, first of all, I try to make sure that the audio syncs up. So sorry if I'm talking about something and then all of a sudden I'm way off on some other topic, because that's like at least a whole minute later. But yeah, so I'm stitching them together, but I'm also making like a decision, like which minute-long clip looks best. And sometimes I do this over lunch lately, or just in the background. If I get a couple down seconds, I just kind of wear my headphones and drop in the next video and get back to it. It's something that you can do gradually over the span of a day, but it feels so nice when I'm done, and I really like it. I mean, the shorter the video, the less work there is. So I'm gonna try and nail this one like right as I'm pulling into the lot at work. I'm gonna try and wrap it up. So yeah, I've been stitching them all together. I think the audio quality's been okay. Hopefully none of you have been deafened by the various sounds my dash cam makes. Today I'm recording on a brand new card. I wanted to be able to swap a card out. I keep taking the card out, taking them into the house, and then forgetting to bring them back, and then I get in the car to go somewhere, and it's like the whole time you're driving, if you leave, it's like, there's no memory card. Hey, there's no memory card. You can turn it off, but it's a little annoying. So then I usually just go into the house, and I'm like late, and I have to find the card and stick it in. So now I've got an extra, so I can just kind of swap out the memory cards, and then also if one of them fails, then I can go back to the system I already had. So then it comes to, what do I do when I get it on the card? I think each 1 minute file is about 80 megs, and so I think the files have actually been smaller than the ones from my GoPro. I think they're less quality, and I think even though it's 2-channel, even though there's front and back, it seems to be smaller than just the one channel going forward on the GoPro, or the one channel looking at me on my GoPro. So Yeah, so what I've been doing, I downloaded software called Avid because for a while there, I was using Google's in-browser or YouTube's in-browser video editor, and it just they kind of lobotomized it, and that's one of my complaints about Google is that they can have some product like a really good example was their Google Groups they used to have, and it was used by all kinds of people, and they just like, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore, and they just kind of stopped. So kind of irritates me when Google does that. I've done, there have been a couple of products of theirs that they just, we're not going to have anything like that. And honestly, that's why I started using them, is because, wow, this is an interesting load. It's like it looks like some kind of giant steel, like pellet that will probably be. I hit a cup there, but it'll probably be mushed or molded into something else. It looks like about the diameter of a railroad wheel, but I'd figure they'd cut those out of like longer things. But anyway, so, I had Avid, which a friend of mine who works at a TV station recommended, and before that I was using Windows Live Movie Maker, I think it was called, and I think it's still technically available, but I just had some stability issues, and it wasn't the easiest software to use, and it took a ton of time to process. It wasn't being kept updated with like the latest codecs, so everything I uploaded had to be like transcoded, and it was very frustrating. The videos I'm still doing that I'm doing now, they still have to be transcoded, so that's some feedback that I'd want to give on the current app I'm using. I tried Avid. It looked too complicated, and I haven't had a chance to dig into it for training and stuff. But oh yeah, those look like just giant hunks of steel. So yeah. Anyway, I was gonna try Avid. I still would like to. It's what they use it in a lot of movie and TV production. So it's really nice stuff. But it's also, they have a free version, and I think that's pretty awesome. So I'd really like to get, I'd like to thank them for making a free version, because I'd like to try it, but haven't had a chance. So I was using the Google for a while. They got rid of that, so I needed a replacement, and along comes, guess what? Windows 10 Fall Creators Update. They added another feature that's really awesome that saves me from having to learn a bunch of new stuff. Super easy to use. It's not even really designed for what I'm using it for, but it's the Photos app. So in the Photos, you can go and you can create a custom video, they call it. And it's got music, and that's one of the things I would like to have change about it is by default, it seems a lot of the time it adds this, like, it's almost like Instagram. It adds like filters to your video and adds this like really goofy text and music and all this stuff, and so every time I have to strip that out. And I think once in the past couple weeks I actually uploaded a video. Only one viewer saw it before I yanked it and replaced it, but it had just like goofy music over top of the whole thing. So yesterday's video I did put a little goofy music over, but I'm using the Photos app now. So yesterday's video I wanted to do that was made from video of me scraping the windshield ice, because we had a pretty big snow yesterday. It was kind of icy. It took me a while to get the car cleaned off, but I didn't want to show that to you guys in real time, and so what I did is I used software called Microsoft Photosynth Pro, or let's see, is it Photosynth? No, not Photosynth. It's oh man, I'm trying to remember what it is. I'll remember by the end of the video probably. Wow. Yeah, it helps to remember the name of the software when you're looking for it on your PC. Well, well, anyway, it's what it is it's software that stabilizes. You can take a bunch of still images, like taken sequentially, or you can take a video and feed it into it, and it goes and it removes all the instability, and it kind of makes a smooth. It's kind of like the technology that they used to make the speeder bike chases in Return of the Jedi. In that, the guy with the camera was running through the woods, and they would take out every frame that didn't line up with the one before. So it was kind of an animation technique. And so it would take out the frames that didn't line up with the one before. And then the illusion is, even though the actual film was very bumpy because the guy was running, it was very smooth. It's called Hyperlapse, Microsoft Hyperlapse Pro. It was like, I paid for it for the Pro Edition just so because I was going to use it in my vlog and I didn't want to have ads in it. So yeah, I used Hyperlapse Pro to do time lapse, but then I didn't have any audio in it. So I opened it in the Photos app, and then I did use some music from the Photos app. You can use your own or some stock music. I used some stock music that's only available to Office 365 users because I figure it'll sound, less common. There are a lot of videos I watch that are professionally produced, and I hear stock music in them that is, I hear it like, I think, oh, that's the music from Model Railroader Video Plus. One of their videos used that music, or it's kind of distracting, so I try to use something uncommon. But anyway, so what this lets you do is you go and you take all your clips in, which with the GoPro it's only like 5 or 6, so you just drag them in, get them in the right order, check the audio sync, and then you're good to go. I check the audio sync by clicking on each clip and then rewinding just a little bit so that I can actually watch how the transition happens. Usually if the videos are not in order, then the video is not going to sync up and the audio is not going to sync up. So that's 2 levels of feedback there. I really wish, I was splicing in. Oh, so let me finish the thing about the time lapse. So I wanted to add audio. So what I did is I opened up the Hyperlapse, added an audio track, exported it, and then I imported the video with the audio added and put that at the beginning of my video. So then I just I stacked all the videos together sequentially. I really wish that the software could do that by itself, just based on timestamps of the video files, because I don't like doing it myself. And maybe I'm using the software wrong. Maybe it can do that, but it seems pretty simple and straightforward. So I don't think I'm really, missing a feature, but I could be. Like maybe it just does that automatically if I hit a certain button that I'm not hitting. So I'm manually, I kind of look through and I make a judgment call on each video, on the dash cam stuff, front or back, like which one is better. But last night, I had a problem. Well, first of all, there was an auto accident that I went past that I wanted to get some footage of. And there was also some crazy stuff happening ahead of me. And I ended up cutting out some of the crazy stuff happening ahead of me in favor of the accident footage, just because I figured people would be more curious about that, digital rubbernecking and all. Yeah, it was, I ended up having to, they have a trim function. So you've got these videos, and if you want to show part of one, you can trim it at the beginning and the end, and that's it. And what I really need from the Photos app in the video editing part is I need the ability to split a video so that I can split it and into chunks. I'd ideally like the ability to just cut it so that I end up with like the part that I wanted and then the leftover part that I can delete or trim again. And then I'd also like the ability to have like 2 channels so that I can have like the front video and the back video from my dash cam, or maybe the third video of like my GoPro. And then instead of like tacking these clips onto each other, just having the renderer like skip back and forth between the complete video channels, so you can run so you can actually use it for editing multicam action. Now, I know that, like, from what I understand, they're trying to make it a tool for capturing family events and stuff. So that in theory, you would go to a family event and everyone there would be, I know I'm breaking my rule about ending the video when I get to work, but I wanted to finish some stuff. So, in theory, you could go to a family event and everyone there could be taking videos simultaneously on their camera phones or camcorders or GoPros or whatever. And you should be able to import these all into a common location, and then anyone should be able to go and make a video about the event using all of the video that was available, not just the video from one person's camera, which is kind of what we're limited to now. So I really think when it comes to that kind of thing, having everything kind of arranged by time, and then maybe even using some AI to match up the audio in the different tracks, so that not only because that's how they use that's why they use a clapper when they're doing they put a clapper up in front of the camera, and so you can see visually when the clapper closed, and then you can also hear a really quick click sound, and that sound can be synchronized to allow them to synchronize the audio and the video from a lot of different tracks, a lot of different cameras that were rolling at the same time. So, like, I realize that that's a kind of complex filmmaking concept, but I think it'd be super handy in the application of, like, capturing a family event if the software could just automatically do that. And I think it would benefit professionals having that technology as well, though I don't imagine professionals are going to use this software. So, yeah, I go and I stick them all together, and I had some trouble because, they're not they're ordered kind of sequentially, but not really. Like, the front and back video channels sometimes get swapped around. So it's a little bit frustrating, and I ended up then having videos that I was interacting with, and they were showing up, I don't know why, but they were showing up as not found. And so I would actually add them in, and then I'd go back, and I couldn't play over that section because the video was not found. So it'd be nice if there's like some level of protection, like the second a video got added to a video, it would like protect it somehow and say, like, are you sure you want to delete this because you're using this in a video? And I know people hate that when they can't manipulate a file because it's in use, but something was going on in the background and it was preventing me from accessing these. The video also last night, because it was an icy long drive, it was like, I think almost 50 minutes long, 45, 50 minutes long. So really long video. I think this one's going to be more like 18 to 30 minutes. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. So that was interesting. Then I exported it, and for some reason the rendering was just taking forever. It was super slow. At first it hung up, and then I stopped and I went back, and I found there were all these missing video files. I had to go find them and re-add them and everything, so I had to do the work twice. And then eventually it was like 2 a.m. and I'm just like, I have to go to sleep. I have to be up at like 6:30. I actually woke up at 7, so I'm late. But yeah, I had to go and redo a bunch of stuff, and then I just let it upload overnight, and then I uploaded my vlog this morning. So hopefully it's all done and it's available to people. I know some people were talking about their plans to listen to it this morning, so that was nice. But I gotta have the product there for people to listen to it. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about cropping. So there are two kinds of cropping that I think it needs to, just for basic functionality to improve drastically. One is just the ability to split a video in half, discard or reuse the later half. And then also, because I would really use that cutting between cameras a lot. And also the split, it would help me synchronize the audio a lot, because I really have to go back and listen and make sure that there's not like a really noticeable stutter when I cut between cameras, because I have to line that up precisely, and it's not, the tools aren't the most precise for that. I don't think they need to be, but maybe that's an opportunity for AI to just kind of help get things lined up a little bit better. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then the other thing I need is the ability to like kind of maybe if they can't do it for like the whole video channel, maybe just have the ability to flip back and forth between two videos. So so it'd be kind of like a cut, except it would kind of cut a chunk out. Think of it as like, imagine it's a still image instead of a video, and imagine now that I can cut a chunk out of it, full frame, so you're not seeing any of the other video. But then after the chunk I insert is over, it automatically just switches back to the other video, but it doesn't switch back to the cut point. Like, so let's say it's a 10-second long video, and 5 seconds into it, I cut in 2 seconds from another video, right? So it's going to be 5 seconds of the first video, 2 seconds of the second, and then the remaining 3 seconds of the first video. So I don't know what the right name for that term would be, but I think pasting like 100% opacity overlay that's time synced over the other one, I think that would be super handy, because like when I was doing the footage as I was going by the car accident thing, I really just had a couple seconds of rear camera that I wanted to show, because the people were like, it was a sheet of ice, there were like giant garbage trucks driving around, and there were like people just standing around in the middle of US Route 23 like it was, some benign parking lot, and I didn't even see any serious damage. I mean, if I were there, I'd be like, hey guys, look, I'm going to give you my information, but first of all, we're going to stop impeding traffic, and we're going to get everyone to a safe parking lot over here, because the area where the accident happened was surrounded by parking lots. Get everyone off into a parking lot and wait for cops there, because unless it's an injury accident, or get out your cameras real quick, everyone take a bunch of pictures of how the cars were aligned, and then go over. And that would be a great use for the Photos app as well, is if you exchanged information with someone from a car accident or something, then you could share your photos from it with OneDrive with insurance or something like that, and let insurance go and kind of, I really like where they're going with this whole shared event concept. One more thing someone asked is they really wished that while I was driving, they could see like picture-in-picture of me talking, and then that'd be nice because I could kind of cut back and forth between picture-in-picture. We'd need the multi-channel video editing for that, I think. But you could possibly do it as like an overlay, like throw this in the corner. With my dash cam video, I'd probably routinely use it for rear view. So I'd have the front view camera showing like as the main thing, but then I'd show rear view, and when I switch to the rear view camera as the main video, I'd show forward facing or the internal passenger compartment, like via GoPro footage, as the smaller video there. So yeah, I think that's about it for today. I'm gonna go in and go to work. I did have another topic in mind that I'll probably save for another one. We had an unfortunate departure at work yesterday, and everyone's kind of bummed about it, but I've got a ton of stuff to get done today, and I also forgot to track my time yesterday because I was so busy. We had a lot of meetings, a lot of people were talking about stuff, so what was nice though is one thing I plan to talk about in greater detail is my boss asked me if I had any questions about it, and he liked my questions so much that he wrote them down and then used them as a template for talking to the rest of the team. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So, all right, well, I'm going to get to work, and it was a pleasure providing a vlog to you this morning, and virtually transporting you 11 miles to from Clintonville to the Brewery District in Columbus. I guess LA and New York people, with regard to the traffic, eat your heart out. I mean, it's usually not all that bad. Even though there is a little stop and go, it's never really gridlock. So anyway, that's it for me today. You all have a good one, and I can't wait to hear your feedback on this video. Bye.